Hi, I'm Christian.
And I'm Angela, and we are married.
And bored. Nailed it.
I was going to keep going.
You know what's great is that with our theme music, that fits perfectly.
Does it?
Right.
I mean, I think we could just really capitalize on this.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Married and Bored podcast. We are chugging along. Summer is hit, at least in Arizona.
Yes.
And our kids are out of school. We're going crazy. They're going crazy.
Our pets' heads are falling off. Just kidding.
And, we're in the thick of it for sure.
Yes, we are. And it's probably summer where you are, although probably not the surface of the sun.
No, I mean, we say it a lot, but we do live in Arizona. It's just hot.
It's just hot.
It's just hot. It's 112 today.
So we thought to cheer us up.
Yeah.
To cheer me up.
Okay.
And you.
Just you?
And you.
I dragged him in here.
He was kicking and screaming, but I told him to be here. That we are going to do a whole summer of Marvel Champions.
Okay.
I am excited.
That's so much Champions. Now, usually on a break of school, you and the kids usually dive into a game for that whole break. You'll play it a bunch of times. Sometimes it's Harry Potter card game, but a lot of times it is Marvel Champions, which is one of the reasons why we wanted to do that this summer.
Yeah, and I don't think we've done a Marvel Champions episode in a long time.
No, probably not. Probably over a year.
Yeah, so I thought it was time. We have such a love for Marvel Champions that has started since the beginning of the game, and it's always going on in the background.
It's always being played.
Right, of our lives. And so, we get a new game, it's the hotness, and Marvel Champions is still there. It's still there being a good old faithful.
So what should we call this series? Should we call it the Summer of Champions? Should we call it Married and Bored 97?
Well, that's just the X-Men, though.
Well, so, I'm just saying, what do we...
I think it's just the Marvel Champions Summer.
Extravaganza.
Or MC Summer.
MBMCS.
Oh my gosh. Send help.
You have to abbreviate everything.
That's true.
Right? The MCU.
Christian?
X-Men's.
Christian.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us what's up regarding Marvel Champions?
Yeah, so Marvel Champions, if you don't know what it is, at this point, just go look it up. It's been out for a few years now. BGG, I think it's in top 10. It's a great LCG by Fantasy Flight Games. If you've played Lord of the Rings LCG, if you've played Arkham Horror LCG, you know what we're talking about. This is a superhero version of that. So it's co-op, you're playing against the game itself, and in our experience, we're usually losing a lot. And that's not everyone's experience, but, we still play it.
Yeah.
So anyways, they continually put out booster packs for scenarios, which are the bad guys, and hero packs. So they are deep in an X-Men run, which I want to say it started a year and a half ago.
At least a year.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the mutants and some of our favorite mutants that have come out in the past year for this game. But it looks like that they are ending the run. They're ending the mutant run. And so as of right now, they had just released Iceman.
Yes,
as one
that is available for purchase.
Yes, as one of the last characters. They've announced Jubilee, who will be available later this summer, and also Nightcrawler, which is late summer, early fall. Mm-hmm. And we still don't know. They usually release in groups of 4. And so we still don't know who that number 4th one is. What they like to do is they like to do silhouette pictures. of them, and so like usually you can figure it out. My money is on Magneto. Do you have any thoughts on who
Based
it might
on a
be?
silhouette picture?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not like you can see his helmet, but I think it's him without his helmet on.
I don't think I saw the silhouette picture.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I feel like, we've got a Nebula that's a hero and a
A
villain.
scenario, yeah.
So I feel like it probably is.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, it's not really spoilery, but he's like in the campaign comic book for the apocalypse scenario. So he's in there, and he hasn't been in his white suit, which is when he was a good guy. In like, if you're up to date in the comics with like Krakoa or however you say it, he has a white Magneto suit.
Yeah.
That he wears when he's good.
Yeah.
Or at least in this.
Pure as snow.
Yeah, in this current iteration, because they change all the time.
I know. Well, X-Men characters don't. Marvel in general. Just because you die doesn't mean you die.
Well, yeah. In this current, I think they're ending the run now. Comic talk, but mutants were immortal. They could die and then be brought back to life with all of their memories intact.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a mutant whose codename is Egg.
Codename Egg.
And he can create little pods to rebirth mutants.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
That is blowing my mind.
I know. It's actually very good to read.
I am not up on the Egg.
I don't think he'll be a character in this game. But okay, so let's play a game. We said we're going to talk about the mutants, and we're going to do that. But Fantasy Flight has also not talked about what's next. And so, like, we did a huge Avengers run when it started, rightfully so. You get the big characters. And then they kind of did a little bit of, like, what are they called?
Shield?
They did some Shield-y stuff with, like, Cliff Bart, like Nightcrawler. What's his name? Arrow Guy.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
There he is.
They did Jessica, right? Spider.
Yeah, they did a whole Spider run. And then they've also done some, like, champions, the team champions of, like, Nova. And Miss Marvel was older, but they did Ironheart and Miles Morales, who's kind of like an overlap with the spiders. So where do they go from here?
I think they are going to go to the Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four?
Mm-hmm. That's what I think. We've got the new movie coming.
True.
When is that coming?
Yeah, they haven't even started filming it, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Or it's filming right now.
So I know it's coming, and I just don't know what else they would do.
It's funny to me that if it's just the Fantastic Four, I know there are more heroes associated with them, but it's just like, it's four.
That's it.
So do you put them all in a campaign box? Because then it's like, who do you leave out?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I want to get the Fantastic Four scenario campaign box, but it only comes with Sue Storm and Johnny Storm, and it's like, oh.
Well, okay, what are the options? Who would come after?
I don't know. If they make Silver
X-Men
Surfer a good one, I don't know who's like Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four. I don't know who's Fantastic Four adjacent.
I guess what I meant is if they don't do Fantastic
Four,
what would it be?
Well, there's a Daredevil show coming out. Like, they're redoing that. So it'd be cool to do, like, those style heroes. I guess they're called, like, what are they called? Street level.
Oh,
so you get some more, like...
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, some more grounded, less mystical, magical people.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, Iron Fist. Like, that. Punisher.
Yeah.
Could be a good guy and a bad guy, like Magneto, Nebula.
Yeah.
You could fight him, and then also he could join your team. Type thing, so that could be cool.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'd be down with that. But
totally.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see where it goes.
Yes, if you have any thoughts or predictions or any insider knowledge.
Yeah, Mr. Flight Games. If you want to,
is that the actual?
Well, his name is Fantasy Flight Games.
Got it.
So Mr. Flight Games.
Got it.
So we're gonna say it again. We're gonna talk about some mutants. What specifically are we talking about, Angie? We're gonna run them all down. Are we gonna pick our favorites and say like I like playing this with this, or these are the highlights of all the mutants that we've seen so far.
Yeah. So why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back and I'll break it down. This episode is sponsored by Showit. Are you stuck in a boring website template? Maybe you don't even know where to start. Experience the true creative freedom with the drag and drop simplicity of a Showit website. Our website, marriedandbored.com, is a Showit website, and we love how simple it is to create. Get started for free at showit.co. You won't be disappointed. All right, so Christian,
yes,
in answer to your previous question, oh, I thought we were going again.
We could.
We are going to be talking about the mutants. Now, this list is currently 17 heroes long, and there's at least 2 more, most likely a third. So there's going to be a rounded out 20.
Well, there is. It's confirmed. It is 3. There's somebody. We just don't know who it is.
Sorry. Yes, the 3 are confirmed, but we don't know who the last one is for sure. So it's going to be a rounded out group of 20. Instead of going through a whole list, because I know how much you love just going and doing lists.
I love lists so much. They're so great.
Hates them.
If it's a video, great. There's something to show.
Right.
But if you, dear listener, are out there maybe walking around the neighborhood or riding a bike, and someone's just like, and then number 2, Storm, 4, 3, 5. She has 3.
No, we are not going to do that. Plus, we would just announce it way better than what you just did.
Well, maybe.
So we are going to maybe talk about a few of these heroes on the mutant list.
Okay.
Maybe just mutants in general, if we have any thoughts, and then break it down into some of our favorites and why.
Okay.
And if we have any least favorites.
Okay, yeah, I think that's great. When you told me that there was 20 mutants on the list, I was like, that is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I thought there was maybe 10. You know what I mean? Like, it just seemed like there wasn't that many.
I know. It's like I went through our hero cards and I was like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's more.
It like doubled the amount of heroes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, so mutants in general. I was not excited for mutants to start coming.
You weren't?
I was not.
Oh, I was super excited.
I know. And I'm not anti-mutant, guys.
Well, you would be.
I'm not.
That's the X-Men story, right?
I'm not anti-mutant. Raising my right hand, I am not anti-mutant. I just was more into the Avengers, and I got really into the like Gwen Stacy with Miles, and then Ironheart.
Yeah, those were my least favorite. That was my least favorite run.
Right. So I know that was your least favorite, but I like got really sucked into that. And I just was like, oh no, I want to stay where I am. I don't want new people invited to the party.
It's cozy.
Yeah. And so I have been very pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say my the hype train was rolling for me when it was coming out. And then it just, I don't know, it just died when I got it. It crashed and burned. Not that bad, but I was just like, oh, this is just for me at the time, it's just more of the same. But different. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, I don't know. Like, I think in my head, the hype was like, it would just change everything about the game. And it's like, well, it didn't. No. Because you still have your hero, you still have your hand size, you still have the counter, you still play the game exactly the same, just with different colors.
Right.
So, like, that's how it started for me.
Okay.
So there you go. That's my my start. So it started with a campaign box, and it just had Colossus and Shadowcat. Mm-hmm. So those are the first 2 that you got. But when it first started, remember this, Ange? They would release 2 at a time.
Yeah.
So they had like Cyclops and Phoenix together, which was really cool.
Yep.
And then I think, was it
Wolverine and Storm came.
they came at the same time, so you could pair them together, which was really cool.
With Gambit and
Oh,
Rogue.
Gambit and Rogue too.
Yeah.
So like that first bit of releases was really neat because they did double them up, and it was like, oh, you get two at once.
Yeah.
Right now we're waiting like 6 weeks to 2 months in between each one, and it's like, come on, guys.
Come on.
Let's go.
Okay. And so mutants in general, I think why I was so pleasantly surprised is now I know this is just a generalized statement. Maybe it doesn't apply to every single one, so don't at me. But I feel like they really thought about who is this character
Okay.
and came up with some really cool abilities.
More so than previous characters.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I really, now that's a generalization, but I really think that most of these feel like, something cool is going on here.
They're all very unique to themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and they've got some cool, just like either alter ego or hero or both, just card abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to start with your favorite?
Sure. I'll do, I don't know. I'll just list one and then I'll just talk about it. How about that? Like one that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I was really excited for, Colossus. He's one of my favorites outside of the game. I just think he's really cool. Like, I was like, if I had the superpower to turn metal and like run fast and beat stuff up, that would be cool.
I mean, absolutely.
So, and like his big thing is he can have 2 tough status cards. And when I read that, I was like, that's wild. Oh my gosh. And then I played it and I was like, I don't get it.
And I feel like you need to give it.
It felt so flat. But it was at the very beginning, so there wasn't a lot of like mutant specific cards to go with it. So maybe that's changed now. But I was really hyped on Colossus.
Yeah, you need to give him another try because I feel like he is playing more like I'm disagreeing with myself as it comes out of my mouth. But what I was going to say is he is playing more like how everyone expected Hulk to be.
Okay. Because when I think about Colossus, I think he should hit hard and not take damage.
So the hitting hard, he hits. He doesn't hit as hard as Hulk.
No, but he should maybe hit consistently.
Yes, he hits consistently. But yeah, what I have seen when I've been playing is he's almost always at full hit points.
Okay.
If you play well, and I know part of that depends on the card draw.
Yeah.
But, there's ways to mitigate that. And so
Gotcha.
I feel like he should almost always have a tough status card. Or 2.
Because he gets bonuses based on how many he has, right?
Sometimes, like there's an upgrade where you can generate punch resources for every tough status card on him. But yeah, he should be, and then he has his steel, like the organic steel, which allows him to replace the tough status card when it leaves.
Cool.
So I mean, I was just shocked at like, oh, Colossus is still over there with full health.
Just rocking.
And we've done 3-4 rounds.
Yeah. See, that's how I would like to play. And to be fair, I haven't played Colossus in a long time. Mm-hmm. We played it as a family the other night, and our son was Colossus, right?
Yes.
And he just does what he wants. So he's not playing the best play at the right time. Yeah. So it's like, he died. But we all did, so it's fine.
Yes, like, hey, is it wise to spend 4 cards on Avengers Mansion right now?
Yeah, first turn of the game, maybe not.
Well, it just depends on what else is in your hand. Okay.
So yeah, I'll start.
Else you want to say
that's
about?
Colossus. I want to like him more than I do currently. So you said I should. That probably would change if I were to revisit him. I love playing Justice overall. So like when I think about these things, and talk about these guys, that's kind of the lens I'm looking through. Because I think I play best with yellow.
Yeah.
I'm not a very good aggression person. I do okay with leadership, and protection is just weird, and I still don't understand it. But so that's where I'm going to be coming from when I talk about a hero.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. And I do remember, like, it's slowly coming back to me that first, when you said Justice, I remembered you found a Colossus Justice deck, and I played Shadowcat, and I think that experience fell flat for both of us.
Probably.
I don't think there was just enough cards, or we weren't ready for it yet or something. Yep. But I remember.
Yeah, because my favorite is Ant-Man. There's an Ant-Man Justice. It's a super old deck, but that one just crushed, and I loved it. And so I'm looking for something just as fun, just as potent. You know, like, I'm not saying I need to beat it every time, but I do want to, like, feel successful more times than not.
Yes. Okay, so one of the first ones that kind of got me going on a, like, over and over playthrough was Angel.
Oh. Yeah, one of the later ones.
Latched onto him, and he came out with Psylocke.
Yes.
Or
just after
shortly
her,
after.
Yeah.
Yes. And he is one of those heroes. Now, I think technically the deck I played technically was protection. But there was very limited protection cards. There was some basic, but mainly Angel is a hero that loves his own cards. So you're just
conceited.
I know, he's going
Warren,
after his
come
own
on, Warren.
cards. It's another, like Ant-Man, another 3-sided, alter ego.
Yeah, anytime they do that, I love it. I have never played Angel, but every time you're like Archangel, it's like,
yeah,
big metal wings, let's go.
Right. Yeah, no, I really like that. And it kind of mirrors the Ant-Man thing where, like when you flip to Giant Ant-Man, he does damage or...
He does 1 damage to one thing or something.
Yeah, and then when you go to Tiny Ant-Man, he like thwarts...
Or heals or something, yeah.
So Warren does the same kind of thing. So Angel, comes blasting out with Archangel. Okay, so it's going to give you an acceleration.
I was going to say, doesn't it also have some negatives? Yeah.
But he's going to be able to do like no thwart and tons of damage.
Yeah.
But then if you go to Angel, then it's more like the thwarting card draw. And I feel like there was just good synergy between like going from all, like using the forms well.
Yeah.
And being able to multiple times have turns where I would change form once, which is standard, but then use a card that would allow me to change again.
That's cool. That's fun.
I know. That's so fun. Ant-Man has a similar thing.
Yeah, totally.
And one of the mutant cards that I really liked, along with Angel, it's a basic card. It's Weapon X. And it's alter ego only, but you take a damage and then draw until you get an identity specific card.
Oh, okay. So you got some cool synergy with that one.
Yeah, because he was just able to absorb a lot of damage.
Okay.
And he wants his own cards. He just doesn't need other cards. He wants his own cards. So yeah, that was the first one that I really got hooked on.
Yeah, I thought you would have said, and you'll probably talk about this one maybe as later on. I thought you were going to say Cyclops. You played a lot of Cyclops at the beginning too, because I just remember you had like, this is an exaggeration, like 17 allies out, and they would all do something, and it's like, oh my gosh, like you were just crushing whatever we were doing, and I was over there struggling to get a tough status card on Colossus.
Well, and I think you tried to play Jean too, like Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I mean, I tried to play most everybody that came out, and it was just like I don't know.
Right. Well, do you want to talk Cyclops?
Let's talk Cyclops. I just remember you having success with him as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have success with a lot of these people more than I do.
That's why it's a, what am I trying to say? Cooperative game. Yeah, Cyclops, man, that's another cool thing where he can have allies from any different color.
Oh, that's what it was. He wasn't limited to color.
Now, his other cards are limited to color, but his allies you can choose from any aspect. So I shout out to Marvel CDB.
CDB.
We do not create our own deck lists here at the Meriden Board Podcast.
We're not that smart. We're smart in other ways.
We're smart in other ways, and our time is usually used
Ain't
in
no
other
one
ways.
got time for that.
Plus, we just like to go on and see what people have created.
Yeah, there are people way smarter than us that have played this game way more than us, and they're just like, this one rocks. And we're like, okay, let's go.
So I think I found a Cyclops leadership deck that had like 19 allies.
That's half the deck.
Well, okay, so it was a 50-card deck.
Oh, so it was more than
40.
40. Okay.
Right. And I think it paid off.
Okay.
Just because of the sheer number of allies you have in your
Because you can
deck.
boost your allies with him, right? Like he would like give leadership abilities or something.
Yeah, so he has upgrades that go on minions or villains, but he also has cards that allow you to find an ally. That's Cerebro. He was one where I liked just sitting back. Now this is multiplayer, of course, but I like just sitting back in alter ego form and kind of like let my ally team run the ship.
Just hang out at the X Mansion.
Right.
And talk to Jean, play basketball.
Well, no, I was focused.
Okay.
I wasn't being
No, Cyclops is always focused. He's usually angry at something.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't really love, I guess, was his visor.
The card.
Yeah, the card for his like ruby quartz visor or whatever. Usually the hero specific upgrade is like, oh, you need Ant-Man's helmet, or you really want,
the gauntlets or something.
And this one I was like, no.
Why is that a specific upgrade? Because if he doesn't have it, he can't do what he does, like in the cartoon or books.
That's why I think it's like specifically a ruby quartz visor.
Well, that's the stuff that keeps his vision in. So like that's what his sunglasses are made of. That's what his.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's like not just that. It's just like if that's not there, his eyes just blast everything. So it's like.
Right.
In order to be Cyclops, I don't know. It's just a funny thing.
That is funny.
Because it's not like he gets a new one.
No.
In the comic books.
No.
Maybe he does somewhere. He's like, oh, now it's green. It's like, no, it's just always ruby quartz.
What about, do you want to talk about any other ones?
Yeah, so another one that I played more of than others was a part of the second campaign book, and that was Cable. So I did a lot of Cable, and this is when they introduced player side schemes.
Yes.
So he's very dependent on those. And so that was a fun mechanic that I thought just brought a lot of change to the game.
Yeah.
And they're positive. So you put it out there, and if you thread it out or scheme it out or whatever the correct term is, you get rid of it, then you get a bonus.
Yeah.
And so Cable would get more powerful the more of those he defeated.
Right. He had some specific cards in there.
Yeah, like his gun would get power. Like it was fun. It's been a while since I played him, but I do remember enjoying him more than some of the other ones.
Yeah, and that's good that you brought up the player side schemes, because now that is just
almost all
things you
releases
see.
have one or two.
Yeah, and there's one of those things you see. There's basic ones, and then there's ones for every aspect color. And it's not too risky usually, depending on the scenario you're playing, to just throw out a player side scheme, or more than one if you're playing 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to threat like you don't have to thwart over at the player side scheme. It can just sit there with its full amount on there.
Yes, unless like the villain does something,
right?
Gets bonuses, but yes.
Yes. So that's where you have to be careful.
Yeah.
And like I just alluded to, you can't have like unlimited player side schemes out there. So for solo and 2-player, you can only have 1 player side scheme out there. And then for 3 and 4, you can have 2.
Gotcha.
So you can't just like have, 5 out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, but it is a cool, like you said, like you were expecting like the game to change with the X-Men. That's a big change.
That is a big change. That's a huge difference. Same with Deadpool introduced a few different like big changes like that too with his own aspect and stuff like that. But I think the player side scheme is a good addition, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I enjoy that. I don't have much to say about him because I haven't played him in a while. I just remember having more success with him than previous.
And Colossus and
yeah.
Well, you mentioned Deadpool. Mm-hmm. This one, I feel I have not given up on Deadpool at all, but I feel like I'm missing something because he was one I was just looking forward to.
Once you found out it was
so much.
Yeah.
Once I got because he was near the end of these mutant hero releases.
Yeah, for the Cable and Domino run.
Yeah. So once I had gotten used to the fact that okay, we're in mutant territory, I need to jump on board, and I kind of got into it more with like in the middle with when Gambit, Rogue, Cable, Domino, those came out. And then Angel, which I talked about, really got me into it. And then Deadpool came, and I was like, yes. New aspect, pool aspect.
Like, how crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I'm like...
I feel you on that one. Like, I want him to be cool. Everyone wants him to be cool because he is cool. And I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I need a little bit more time with him.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I think it's supposed to be meta and like weird.
Totally. Because some of the cards are so funny.
It's Deadpool. It's breaking the fourth wall. You're talking to the player. Like, I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, like the card, like going through the cards is just fun. I got a kick out of it. But yeah, as far as like playing him well, I'm not there yet. No way. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking then.
Okay, you got another one?
My newest obsession.
Okay.
Bishop.
Lucas Bishop.
And guess what? I play him justice.
Yeah, I know.
But not the way you would.
What does that mean? Like,
I feel like now this is maybe specific to Ant-Man Justice, but like you usually have like a bunch of thwarting upgrades.
Yeah, that was
like
the deck. Yeah.
Sense of justice and like and a lot of justice events.
Like clear the area. Really.
Yeah. So this one's I just love I love playing Bishop because his whole thing is energy.
Yeah, he absorbs energy and shoots it back at people.
Mm-hmm. So his 15-card hero-specific deck comes with 3 energy cards.
Okay.
Called Stored Energy, and they are 2 resource, Lightning and a Punch. And then you're allowed to have 1 each of Energy, Genius, Strength in a deck. And then you can have 2 of the basic resource, the Power in All of Us.
With Captain America eating lunch.
Right. Well, now they have new art.
They do have an X-Men version, don't they?
I think it's Magneto in his white suit.
Okay, he's coming. I swear.
So he just has what did I just mention? 8 then?
That's a lot of resource cards.
Resource cards, and his ability is so cool with, whenever Bishop takes damage from an attack, he discards cards from the top of his deck equal to that damage. And then if any of them are resource cards, he puts them in his hand.
Okay. So that's one of the unique things that are very like character specific that you were talking about.
Yes. And then if you double that up, when you put on Bishop's uniform as an upgrade, then, so let's say villain attacks me for 4. I decide to be undefended, so I, adjust my dial down 4, or whatever you use, and then I discard 4 cards from the top of my deck. Let's say like 2 of them are resource cards. And so then maybe I had a hand already with 1 resource card, now I just drew 2 more, and then I can exhaust my uniform, which says for every resource card in your hand, Bishop heals 1 health.
Okay, cool.
And that's really cool.
Yeah. I like Bishop. He was one of my favorites as a kid when I watched the cartoon. Mm-hmm. Everyone loved Bishop.
I mean, I don't blame him.
I do want to try playing something as him sometime.
Yeah.
Because he did just come out
not
too long ago in the Apocalypse box, along with Magic.
Magic.
So, but yeah, that's cool.
Were you a little underwhelmed with Magic?
So I literally played her once.
Oh, okay.
And whatever the deck was, I just wasn't.
Her standard deck.
It just wasn't vibing.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything to say about Magic. I was gonna just list a couple that fell flat for me that I was surprised that they did.
Okay.
And just kind of not go into very much detail. And for me, it was like the big characters. Okay. Wolverine just fell flat for me. Gambit. Along with Bishop, everyone wanted to be Gambit when we were playing X-Men on the at recess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has the stick. He has the cards. He was just cool.
Yeah.
Just fell flat. I don't know. Like right. I don't get it. And then I would say Deadpool fell flat. And Rogue. I don't think I played Rogue that much, but I'll put her in that category.
What about Phoenix?
Phoenix, I think I did okay with.
Okay.
I think I enjoy playing her more than the ones that I've listed.
Okay.
So they're all cool X-Men. I just, for some reason, like for me, I just didn't enjoy playing them. And I thought I would.
Yeah. I feel like as far as like the whole healing thing and the claws, X-23's deck does a little bit better than
Yeah, so that's the one I've been playing most recently. And she is the last one, other than Iceman, that I haven't played. So I have enjoyed playing her a lot. I found a really good protection deck that had a lot of reviews on Marvel CBD, CDB. But then I just was like, I don't like protection. I don't get it. It doesn't fit with the way I play games, which is funny because I play video games that way.
That is funny.
But I can't play card games that way. Like I like to have a bunch of health and a bunch of stamina for video games and hit slow and just be beefy.
Yeah.
But like in this kind of game, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but you also don't like aggression.
No. So that's why I like Justice. I like hanging in the back and being like, uh-oh, bad guy, blow the whistle. Someone take care of it.
You keep fighting. I'll just
monitor all these computers.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my current one that I'm playing now. I am looking forward to Jubilee and Nightcrawler. Jubilee has grown on me since X-Men 97. I think she's a very cool character. Also, I haven't talked about this in a long time. Marvel Snap. She's one of my favorites in that.
Oh, yeah.
So I do like that. Mm-hmm. And then Nightcrawler is interesting because he does his little like Banff teleport thing.
Yeah, and he does protection though.
He's protection, and so he does a lot of defending. So,
but you know that Marvel CDB.
Someone will find something.
Yeah.
Very justice. Somebody find something justicey for me.
Yeah, come on.
And then Magneto, I don't know what he's gonna do. Just all the cards.
Do you think he'll like?
His hand sizes is like 14 because he just draws all the cards to him.
He magnets all the cards. Yeah, I think I'm excited for Jubilee because I read about her, like they're playing off her being at the mall.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like so she'll have I don't know if they're events or like supports or whatever.
Like sale at the fashion boutique.
Ooh, mall madness.
Fun fact about Jubilee, she becomes a vampire in the comic books. She gets bit by Dracula, I think. Becomes a vampire.
Oh.
She has a baby. And then she loses her vampireness somehow.
Isn't she like 16?
Well, I mean, when she started the X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah. Just fun facts.
That is a fun fact.
Are there any that fell flat for you?
Yeah, Storm fell flat for me.
I wanted to like Storm as well. She's got the cool like environment stuff that changes how you play.
Yes.
Like Spectrum. I liked Spectrum back in the day for a while.
Yeah.
Same kind of deal.
I think I need to give Storm... No one is like, ugh, I don't ever want to play that again. You know, for me. They're more just like... I thought it would be different than it was, and so it wasn't holding my attention at the time.
Okay.
So that's what Storm is like, oh, okay, this isn't holding my attention right now. I'm going to go to something that does. So I need to give her another shot. I feel like Shadowcat was meh for me.
Yeah.
And I haven't tried Magic. I don't think I've tried Psylocke.
I don't think I've literally looked at Magic's... I played Magic. But I don't think I got through enough of her deck to know what she does. Does she have portals?
So she plays with the top card of her
That's what it is.
deck
She can look
face
through...
up.
Yeah, that's right.
So that is cool. See, that's what I'm talking about. With these mutants, they have like really cool abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dominoes, like with our daughter loved Domino.
She played
for a
her
while.
so well.
Yes.
Like with like the rattle... Like what was one of the... There's like allies that she would just throw out like 3 at once.
Right, because it's all about like discarding from the
like
top. Like
Diamondback and like all these cards. Like she did really well with that.
Yes.
Is there one that you think is like the most like which one fits the character the best?
Oh, that's tough because
Throw you a little.
I feel like they all do really well with fitting their character. I feel like you could argue about any of these.
I'll say Colossus. It just makes sense that he's like
With the
double.
two tough?
He's double tough. Like
Okay, yeah.
that makes
totally.
sense. Yeah.
Maybe just like fitting the character wise, Rogue. 'Cause
Yeah, that's true.
She has touched, and she can attach that to a minion or the villain or an ally or a hero
And take something.
and take their traits.
Yeah.
So that's very much like her.
Yeah. I think it's hard. Like I want it like Wolverine and X-23. Like they heal so well. Even Deadpool heals. But you can't have them heal so much every turn that it's not fair. So you kind of have to limit that side of things. So like if you were expecting to have like unlimited health, it's probably not.
Well, Deadpool does.
Well, he doesn't die, but yes.
The game's going to be over. If
it's going to get very difficult.
if you don't manage that well. Gosh, but there's so many that do. I mean, even just watching Iceman be played by our son, that is cool with the attaching frostbite to enemies. There's a lot of good ones in this mutant stretch.
Yeah, I think it's some of their most unique stuff. I mean, I feel like it, like we mentioned, it got a little like samey for me before that, and now it's like, oh,
New
they're
again.
very X-Men-ish.
Yes.
Like they fit the character very well.
Yeah, and I'm really liking the new Age of Apocalypse campaign.
Yeah, do you want to touch on any of the campaigns, or do you want to save that for?
I think we got to save it for another time.
Okay, yeah, we'll go through a campaign deeper dive in a future Marvel Champions Summer '97 episode.
Oh, what was the acronym there?
I don't remember. Any last words that you want to say about the mutants before we, jump into our end of show ritual?
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to do an encouragement and then a shout out. So
okay, yeah.
So, and they're both kind of tied together. So the encouragement is if you are feeling lost with Marvel Champions, like maybe you didn't get on the ground floor in 2019 like we did, and there's just so much content out there that
There's
you're like
so much.
going crazy, and you like don't know where to start, and you also don't want to buy all of the catalog of cards.
Yeah.
I would just totally recommend Marvel CDB. You do not have to come up with your own deck here. Like we almost exclusively use Marvel CDB to come up with a deck list. You can search by hero, you can search by aspect, you can search by popularity of deck lists.
Yeah.
And people are so smart on there, and they spend time and energy not only creating the deck list, but it'll also tell you how to play it. And a lot of them come with videos, and it'll tell you how many packs it uses, so that if you're looking to maybe...
So if you don't have it all,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I really want this really cool punchy card, you can know, oh, I can go buy Rogue and get that.
Yes.
And then bonus, you also have Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please don't think that we just sit there and create all our decks from scratch. We
never have.
Never have.
No, it's not in our brain.
So join in at whatever level you can for Marvel Champions, and don't feel like you're out of the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Even playing the pre-constructed decks, that's great.
I think that's
fine.
how we start every new character.
Yeah.
We just open it up and we go.
So that's what is so great about this. Like, you can be as deep with it as you want, or you can use somebody else's deep thoughts on a deck list.
That's right.
And then shout out to Hall of Heroes. It's another great...
Oh, yeah. It's a good getting
great
started site.
website about Marvel Champions that is great for us who are very used to the game, and also great for people who might not know much about it or want to know more about it.
Yeah, and you know what? Another shout out.
Yeah.
If you want to get into like the villain side of things.
Yes.
Our friends over at Critical Encounters podcast, they take this game and they spin it around and they approach it from the side of the villains. Mm-hmm. So they talk about the aspects. They're not even called aspects. Encounter sets. They talk about all the villains and what they do, the campaigns, and just the nemesises and all that stuff. So they go in a little bit deeper dive than we do. And we've actually been on their show. They've been on our show. So check them out.
Yeah, those guys are smart. Like, they go card by card on some of the encounter sets, and they're like, not in a boring listy way like Christian was saying before. Like, we don't do lists, but they do a good
No, that's
job.
what they do. They break it down. When we were on their show last, we were talking about the Anachronauts, I think is what they're called. Mm-hmm. And we had to give a little synopsis of our character, and mine was, he's dead. I was like, okay.
Well.
So next, please. So that was a little funny highlight of being on their show. So yeah, I mean, it is a fun game. I want to say, I said it was like top 10 BGG. I just looked it up. It's 41. Okay. But in all of board games, that's
top 50?
Crazy good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun to jump in. You do need the base game if you want to get started. It has all the tokens and the dials and all the cards for like tough status stuff like that.
Yep.
But you need at least that, and then you can just, if you want to skip all the Avengers, skip them and start buying some X-Men. It's just
do
it's
what you
easy
want.
to do.
Yeah, mix and match. All right, we'll be right back to wrap this thing up.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us as we dived. What's the word?
As we dove into...
We fastball specialed into a Marvel Champions X-Men Summer, I guess is what we'll call it this time.
I don't think it'll just be
97.
X-Men. Christian. It'll be all of Marvel Champions.
So, yeah, we're going to end the show. I want to ask the audience who are into Marvel Champions, and I like playing Justice. Like, who should I play? I would say let's keep it in the X-Men.
Okay.
Like, I would dive back and do some like Nova or some of those other ones that I didn't play as much. But everything now that's new and cool is like X-Men. Like, we're in that zone with X-Men 97. You know, maybe a movie coming out in a couple years. Like, it's just, the hype is real again. Hype train.
Hype train.
So find me, get me a good Justice X-Men deck. I don't care who it is. I'll play it.
Okay. Okay, Christian,
Yeah.
what is going on and bringing you joy? Sorry.
What is going on? What are you even doing?
Okay. Christian,
Yeah, hey, what's up?
what's bringing you joy outside of board games?
What is bringing me joy? Okay, so let me look around my room.
I know.
No, it's right behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I, on a whim, I bought a new musical instrument. And why do you say it like that?
Because we have so many musical
How many
instruments.
in this room are there?
We are currently
So
in
there's
Christian's office.
2. There's one in the closet,
Yep.
and then there's the one behind me. And
So
does a kazoo start or count?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5.
And you have the keyboard is
That's a musical. I mean, it's down there, right?
Yeah.
Behind me.
6.
Okay.
And then under our stairs, there's a whole storage of just so many instruments.
In another life, that was going to be my job.
Yeah.
I mean, do you need 2 trombones? Yes, you do.
You do need 2 trombones?
Yeah, how many guitars do we have under the stairs? 4. Yes. How many basses? Just 1. Amps, trumpet, drum. Is your clarinet down there?
No, but
No.
you have a ukulele.
I do. Well, that's it. That's actually hanging in the wall at my office at work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Banjo?
Well, that's in here.
Oh. There's so much, you guys.
Hey, it's under the stairs and out of the way.
Sure.
What else are you going to put under there?
So is your
Kids?
mandolin... Yeah, Harry Potter.
So I bought a mandolin. Thank you for spoiling it.
Oh, my.
On a whim, I had some gift cards through Amazon, and I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to try and play it. When I bought a banjo a few years ago, I was like, it was either that or mandolin, and I chose the banjo. Mm-hmm. I've had fun playing banjo, but I don't think I can get much better than I currently am, which is kind of disappointing.
Well, you could with more dedication.
Yeah, sure, with anything.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm saying.
I guess I don't want this to sound conceited. I thought it would come faster.
No, that's fine. You can be a little bit prideful of your musical ability.
Okay. I'm very prideful of my musical ability. I bought a mandolin. I've been playing it. I've been learning songs. It's very small. My fingers hurt. It's tuned just like a violin, which is backwards from guitar. And so my brain hurts a little bit. But I don't know. You get to hear it. So how is it going?
I think it's going well. I think you should play us a little ditty.
You want me to play you something right now?
No, you can just wait until after I do mine, and then you can.
Okay.
So you have time to think about it, and then you can.
I'll just play you 2 chords.
No, you got to play us a little.
It's not even in tune.
Oh,
It's so bad in tune.
okay.
So I did buy a fairly cheap one on Amazon. It was less than $100. So I get what I pay for.
Sure.
And because I was doing all this research, like, what's the best starting mandolin? And they're like, you should get an Eastman. I'm like, yeah, I should. And then I looked it up and it was like $495.
Oh my
I was like, I don't think one of my guitars cost $490. That's the most I spent on a guitar.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not spending tons of money on stuff. So
Right.
especially to get going, I was like, if this goes anywhere and I start playing at Grand Ole Opry or whatever for country stuff, then I'll buy one.
Yeah.
I got a few years.
Got a few years.
Yeah. But I figured, at 41, you got to start. So anyways, it's been fun. If you play, let me know. I'd be curious to know that.
If you play anything.
Well, yeah, mostly. If you're into bluegrass, I'm into that right now.
Because of the mandolin.
Yeah, and the banjo. One of my favorite things is bluegrass covers of popular songs. Yes.
You do like to have me hear those over and over.
Yeah, I was like, oh, have you ever heard this one of No Diggity? And you're like, yeah, 40 times. Mm-hmm. All right, Angela, what's bringing you joy outside of our games?
Okay. I think I've probably talked about my plants before, but this is going to be more specific. There is a new sprig?
Sprout?
What do you call it? Sprout?
Of what?
On my snake plant up in the bedroom.
Oh, really?
So I propagate it. So we have this snake plant that I think my mother-in-law, so Christian's mom, got
This
him.
one?
Yeah, got him a long time ago, or maybe it was for me. Either way, we've had it for years.
It is, and it's like 3.5 feet tall. It's huge.
And so we've started like over the past maybe 2 years propagating from it. So, and now snake plants, it takes some patience.
It's very slow.
It's very slow. So, you have to get the leaf off the mother plant correctly.
The mothership.
The mothership. And then you have to put it in water, and it's slow. And then when it finally grows roots, you have to be patient because I think it has to have, like quite a substantial amount of roots.
Yeah.
And so then you pot it, right? You pot the stem with the...
And then you wait more.
And then you wait even longer. And then now I'm at the part where I'm seeing the original one I planted, but then the new shoot is also coming up.
Okay.
And fun fact, I think you told me this, the new shoot will never be the same type as the parent.
Yeah, so the one that we have is green in the middle with like light green or yellow trim.
Yeah.
And I have a child of this one in my office at work.
Right.
That's doing very well.
Uh-huh.
It's like 8 or 9 inches tall.
Oh, wow.
But it's all green. Like
Yeah.
it lost the yellowness.
But it's like, isn't it, what do you even call it? Like variegated? Or...
Yeah, it's like kind of polka dot-ish.
Yeah. And so that's what this new sprout is.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really cool. So that is bringing me joy.
And I've had this thing in my office for over a year too. Like it is so slow.
That's the child.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. Like
Yeah.
the one that we propagated it. And the original yellow one died. And now the children
have taken over.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know. It's
a
like
metaphor for life.
It is.
All right, guys.
You reading any books, Angela?
Oh my gosh, you snuck it in there. I was gonna close it out. Everyone was gonna be like, "Oh, where are the books?"
Everyone wants to know. Butterflies in the Sky. Like, what are you reading?
Okay, I am currently reading a book called The Princess of Las Vegas.
Okay. What is that about? Prostitution?
Not yet. It is by the same author who wrote The Flight Attendant, actually.
Oh, that show?
Well, no, it's a book first.
But the show.
Yes.
I didn't read the book.
Right, I'm just saying that's how you would know.
Gotcha.
The connection would be that.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's good. It's about a Lady Di impersonator, but there's some murder going on.
And it's fiction.
It's fiction.
Okay, cool.
It's not your classic, like, murder mystery, though, if that is what you think I mean by there's some murder going on.
Okay.
And then I am listening to a book.
You're looking it up as you talk.
Well, because I just switched over, so I'm forgetting which one it is. I just finished The Mystery Writer.
Okay.
But now, like, as far as audio. But now, now I'm listening to The Bean Trees. And it's an older one. It's 80s.
Bean Trees?
Mm-hmm. It's by Barbara Kingsolver.
Okay. She sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons character.
She might be. No, she's an author that I have read for a while.
Okay.
And she's still current, but...
Hey, she went to the University of Arizona.
Hey, look at that. But this book is not current, so it's a throwback.
Where are you on your 2024 reading challenge?
I have read 60 out of 100 books.
So many books. We're literally halfway.
Yeah.
And you're more than halfway.
I am 16 books ahead of schedule, according to my Goodreads.
Wow. I was a little bit more conservative in my numbers. I chose 15.
Yeah.
But I'm at 12.
You're going to get that for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to read anything until like November, and I can still get that.
You're gonna read.
No, I know. I have 2 books behind me that I need to read by like the end of the month.
Yes, you do. See, that's the thing. Get library books, and then that keeps you honest.
That's right.
Keep rolling.
Well, it's great. I hope everyone is also reading a lot, just really learning, growing, stretching their mind.
Wow. We are doing a public service right here. Look at us.
If you play mandolin, let me know. I want to play Justice X-Men characters. Let me know. Angela, how can they let me know?
Well, they can let you know on our Instagram. We love direct messages and comments. We are at Married and Bored. If you want, you can hit up our website, marriedandbored.com, and there's a form filler, or you can email us at hello@marriedandbored.com.
Yeah, awesome. Any last words, Ange? Just for the show, not life, but...
Oh, okay. I'm not dying after this?
No.
Okay.
I said it, and I was like, that's morbid.
That was morbid. No last words. Excited for this X-Men's, or not X-Men, you got me saying it, Marvel Champions summer.
97. Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Married and Bored podcast. And guess what? We have a website where you can listen to podcast episodes and so much more. Find us at marriedandbored.com, or you can email us at hello@marriedandbored.com, or follow us on Instagram at marriedandbored. Music in this episode is by Joseph McDade. See you next time. Hear it anymore.
Okay, test it again. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
I'm going to
Christian.
stop.